Hi, if you have a habit of sympathy seeking or complaining, this one's for you. But before we begin, please subscribe. Many of you support, and I would love to have you as part of the community. Let's begin. So, what is sympathy seeking? Sympathy seeking is nothing but you had a situation, something happened, you want to tell others so that you're able to justify what happened and also seek their validation and approval. Well, it's not a very healthy habit for various reasons. And it is not exclusive for any particular gender. Everybody does it, men, women, and anybody else. It is so common. Most of the time, it goes like, let's say you had a car crash. It could come across as, this person, he or she just rammed into my car, and I was in trauma, I was in shock. It can be one form. Second, it can be like, do you know the person actually rammed the car? You know how much damage it caused? Come, I'll show you. Okay, this can be second form. And the third form is where you're like, this has happened, but what shall I do? What shall I do? And then you're like, okay, let me just go and share it with a friend. So, all these forms, yes, there's a very serious event. Yes, somebody rammed into your car. There are scratches. Maybe the headlight blew out. Something happened, or you had to get into conflict or resolution with the other driver. Yes, it's a serious situation. But think about it. What is the reason why you're sharing with somebody? And is that person even the right person to share with? I ask this because many a times we are sharing just so that we can get it out of the chest. And if we just want to get it out of our chest, is the person who's receiving it the right person? Usually I would say go to a professional in such situations and not to your friends, because many a times your friends may be going through their own situations. You don't know if that's the right timing. You can check in and go to somebody who's very mature, very seasoned, and can actually genuinely help you. Now, second thing, why it's not helpful. When you enter the mode of sympathy seeking, you enter into justification and validation. So, what happens when you do that repeatedly is that you never, or you rather stop focusing on the solution. There could be a beautiful learning, there could be a beautiful solution in that particular situation, but the moment you start waiting for sympathy for yourself, either from you or from the other person, you quit using it to generate a lot of solutions and a learning that you can prevent something from happening the next time. Or if you know something like that happens, how do you manage your emotions? How do you manage the situation? And what you can do proactively to actually minimize the event from happening. Now, this is one main reason why sympathy seeking doesn't really help you. And the second reason is you might start losing friends. Nobody really enjoys seeking sympathy. Once, twice, good. But more than that, if you ever do that, then the person, no matter how unbiased, how beautifully matured or experienced they are, they would start creating an unconscious label that you always have something to say. You always have something that is not very solution oriented. And what shall we do? If they're kind individuals, they'll never say it. But if they're quite upright, they might say it. And in fact, that would be good for you because that will be literally like kicking your bum to know that you need to change. And third, if you always enter the mode of self sympathy, it is highly disadvantageous because you'll be stuck in the rut for a very long time, and you would start moving towards being more pessimistic and towards being more cynical and towards being having a mindset of losing things. So if you do not want to have any of it, I would recommend quit sympathizing yourself and ask yourself, if I am a winner in this situation, what would I do and what can I do to help myself in this situation? And whom can I genuinely ask for help? And what all action steps I can take? That will definitely help you get out of the self sympathy cycle. Thank you so much for sticking around. Now, if you want some other solutions, I recommend watching the next video. Take care and subscribe.